Alright, we're gonna see how this works. Trying to install R, and so I don't know which program to use, so I did a Google search on the R programming language, and I think this is the R project that is the language itself. So if I click here, it should take me to this web page where it tells me what R is. And if I go to the download this here, it's going to take me to a website of the CRAN mirror. So basically the CRAN is just this archive network, and essentially you have all of our projects. So let me just go down and try to find the United States. There's a lot of mirrors. Usually you want to pick the one that's closest, and the one that seems that's the closest, it's somewhere in Oregon, in terms of distance to us in Northern California. And it should be the fastest one, so if I go here, I should be able to download it. And once I get there, it's gonna have the different versions. So if you're on a Windows, you would install the Windows one, which is what our co-instructor did. And so I'm gonna download for Mac OS. And if I wanted to compile the code from scratch, I would download this and try to compile it itself. There's a lot of other instructions here, but let's go ahead and download this. So I'm going to click, and it says R for Mac OS. Again, this is the first time I'm doing this. I have no idea what to expect. And so let's see if I can download. So it says this directly contains binaries for base distribution and packages for Mac 10.6 and above. For these older versions, are no longer supported, but you can find the last supported release for the systems here. So these are some, I guess, some old ones. Okay, so this is the latest one for High Sierra and higher. However, if you're doing for previous ones, you might want to go here. So this is for those on El Capitan or on the other R versions. It tells you which one is works for which one. So maybe this is the one that those folks with Sierra 10.12 should download. So I'm going to go ahead and download this one. And so I'm just going to click, and it seems that it is downloading. So hopefully it's going to take a couple minutes. So we will be back after it finishes downloading. Okay, I'm back. It finished downloading. One thing that is important when reading instructions, this section here says that it uses X11, and that requires exports. So for those on Mac OS, you're gonna have to download exports. There's several ways to do that, but I'm not gonna go over this in this section. You should be able to figure out how to install exports. So check it out, see if it works. But now it's finished downloading. So in theory, I should be able to click this here, and it should now take me to the installer. So here is the R2 for High Sierra or higher. I'm going to go, has a bunch of readme things, continue the license. I say I agree with the license. And then it's going to start telling me destination select. If I wanted to put it somewhere specifically, it's going to take some space. And I'm going to install. And so now it's going to prepare for the installation. It's going to need my password, which I will not tell you what it is. And we'll be back after I begin installation. Okay, we began and finished installation. So you go, I said, hit click close. It says I want to move the installer to the trash. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. And now it finished. And so now I'm back here. And I don't know what to do from here. So what do? We have to figure out how to run R. And essentially, now that I've installed it, there's a bunch of things that it might have installed. So let's take a look at running R. And so let's see, we have our software, that's what we did. Alright, I'm back after I installed it. I didn't know what to do, so I went back to this web page and I was trying to figure out what I needed, and the only thing that I can think of was to go to the manual. So I went to the manual, and then I got this page about all the manuals that they've released. This is our release. This is the current release, and I must have downloaded it right now. These are some other development and patched versions. So I clicked on HTML just so I can see it in the web browser, so I don't have to download the first thing. But here, what I wanted to go to is introductory on R, and so these are notes on R, and so it gives me an introduction to the language. So I said, let's try to do that. And so then I went here, and I went to clicked here on R, using R interactively. There's other stuff here about the environment, the Windows system statistics, introduction, some preliminary stuff. So I kind of skipped ahead, but I suggest that you go ahead and you read everything here along the way because that's important. But I just want to use R interactively right now to see that things are working. So I go here and it takes me to this section here and it says when I use R, program it issues prompts when it expects to see outcomes. And so the default prompt is this, which is on the Unix maybe the same as the show prompt. So I'm like, what does that mean? So I'm gonna have a terminal open here. And so this right here is my terminal, but I'm gonna clear it so you don't see what's going on. But basically here is my MacBook Pro terminal. I'm on my MacBook. And so all I'm going to do is start the command here. So I can make a directory here. So I can work stuff, but I'm just going to do R. I'm just going to click capital R, hit enter. And it says R version so and so, taking off again, 2012. So this is the one that I literally just installed. I can do demos, I can do help, I can do start, but now I'm at R. And so that's kind of cool. I can quit. This shows me that it actually works. So I'm just going to click demo. Let's see what demo does. I have no idea what's going to happen. And it says demos in the base package, error catching, all these things. I'm going to hit enter. Spacebar will make it go a little bit further. So I'm going to say I'm going to do graphics. So demos in graphics. So I don't know how to run that, but I suppose it works. So then if I hit quit, I hit Q, it quit, and now I do Q like this. Q, 2 parentheses, hit enter, and it's asking me to watch the workspace image. I say no. And so then it quits, and we're done. And so R seems to be working, but this is a little bit archaic. So let's try to get RStudio going. Alright, so when I'm ready to install RStudio, I will be back here. So let's check in a little bit. I'm back. I googled RStudio. So I did that the first thing, it popped up here. And so I have no idea how, but I see here the download RStudio package. So let's go ahead and click that. And it is going to take me to, I'm assuming their product download. So it has choose my version. Has all these things. I want the desktop, of course. I do not want to pay for the server or the pro version because I'm not a commercial license. So let's go ahead and click download. And so let's go here. It seems like it automatically detected RStudio for my Mac. It requires this. Now I do have an older operating system. Maybe if I have the old versions of Mac, maybe a different one. I don't know if they have the old versions here. But you might have to search for the older version of RStudio because it seems like it's the new one. So anyways, I'm going to go click here, RStudio, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. Let's see how long this is going to take. Oh, 37 seconds. Because RStudio is a company, it's much faster. The other one, because it was the free language that's available everywhere, actually took a couple minutes to download. So in this download here, it's going to give me a couple seconds to download, and so that way I can at least tell you that RStudio is made by a company. It's free and open source, but it's made by a company, whereas R, the language, which we downloaded earlier, is not necessarily maintained by a company. And so that's a little bit more free. And I finished downloading, so I'm going to click this here. And so, in theory, it's opening and it's doing some stuff. It is verifying the package. And hopefully that shouldn't be too bad. Let's see what it does. It's going to open up now a package for installation. And because I'm recording, my computer is a little bit slower. So it's now checking to make sure that it's good, and it should begin shortly. Again, I just clicked that, it loaded something. I will go ahead and minimize this here, and minimize this here, and minimize that. And so now, oh, it popped up. All I have to do is drag this to my applications folder. and it will ask me again if I believe it should ask me to install the program. It's preparing to copy it to applications. And so again, this is the first time that I'm doing this. I have not done anything special. And the flag is going to take about 11 minutes to copy, maybe 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and stop with the streaming. I'll see you in a couple minutes, everybody, once it finishes copying. I'm back. It seemed like it finished, and now I can just close the installer. So I should close it, and I could eject it and delete it. So I'm going to go ahead and eject our Studio installer. Now I'm going to try to find where it is. I'm going to do our Studio, and so it seems it's installed. I'm going to click on it, and now it's opening our Studio. It's bouncing, it's thinking, it's verifying that it's probably installed correctly, and in theory we should have a working R Studio installation. So this is the first time I'm opening it. I'm not sure if it's going to work. It says I downloaded I am sure, and it says pretty good. You have certain privacy things, it will probably not let you. So it just opened now. Our Studio is opened, and now I have this here, and it seems like it's good to go. So there's a lot of different things here that I am not familiar with. I'm assuming this is some of the files, some of the plots in my current environment. Oh, it was loading. Do I want to? Nope, I do not want to send my automatic information, but if I did want to, that would be somewhere I could do things. Oh, these are all my files. I can use this as a file navigator. That's very important. And it seems like it works now. So now I need to maybe type some commands here. But it seemed like it got installed. And I think the way that I set a variable, so I'm going to try and type. I think you do LOL, and I can do this. I think that's going to send it to 10. And so now, yep, LOL was set to 10. So you see I set a variable LOL to 10. And I believe that's how our Studio sets variables. So now we do LOL and enter. It will tell me that it is a value of 10. Our Studio works. I'm assuming that there's going to be that it knows exactly where our Studio is and everything, so it seems to be working okay. And now I guess I can quit. And I like that this is our installation check for our Studio on a Mac. So thank you everybody, and hopefully it works no problem for you.